Hey, welcome everybody to this tutorial. Today we're going to be discussing how to take content that's in Canvas in one of your first term course shells, and we're going to use a process that will allow you to take that content. Maybe it's content you've received from other people, you've built it from the ground up, you've customized it. You want that content in another Canvas shell. So today we're going to show you how to do that. There's a lot of different ways to do that in Canvas. There are 3 or 4 methods I could think of, but the version that we're going to use, the method that we're going to use today, involves us copying content using the import and export function. So step 1, as you can see here on the screen, is to export the content from your Canvas course. So you select the Canvas course that has the content that you want to copy or duplicate in another one of your Canvas shells. So say for instance we're in term 1 and we've got content that we're done with term 1, but we're going to be teaching the same class in term 2. And so we want to, and it's empty, those shells are empty, so we want to move that content in to the term 2 shells. Okay, so we're going to export that content from the existing term 1 shell. We're going to go ahead in the process save a copy to a cloud drive for safekeeping. Courses generally stay around in Canvas for quite a while, but in case there are issues, in case server space gets full and they do a purge or something, you're going to want to have a copy of that content. So we will take a look at that. And then finally, step 3, you go to the term 2 course, so the next term, into the empty Canvas shell, and we will import the content from that export in. So that's the process that we're going to be taking a look at today. So let's go ahead and get started. So here we're looking at my dashboard, and let's say I've taught cybersecurity first term, and I'd like to take that content and put it into a Canvas shell for second term. So the first thing you're going to do is go ahead and select the course, and the export feature is found in settings. So if you go down your course settings and you click settings, you'll see over to your right, or depending on your resolution, it might these options right over here might be at the bottom of your page. So go look at the bottom of your page if you're not seeing this here. Okay, so we're going to go to export course content, and we're just going to select that feature, and we're going to go ahead and export type course. We want everything in the course. We'll be able to, when we import, decide what we want to import, but we're going to go ahead and export everything. So we're going to click create export. So creating export takes a little bit of time. You can leave the page and you'll actually get an email from Canvas that says, hey, your export is ready. Okay, so we can see up here, I refreshed it. So you can see up here, I've exported this course before. I exported it on August 19th. I exported it about 18 hours ago, and this is my most recent export. I exported it less than a minute ago. So this is my fresh export. It'll have everything more up to date if I've changed anything since these previous exports. And so I'm going to click on course export from less than a minute ago. And what it's going to do is it's packaged this up in a file, and you can see the file extension here, imscc. That's a particular file. It can't be opened on your local machine. It's basically a container that it's a cartridge, a course cartridge, and other applications like Canvas and Blackboard and a few others can use this in order to, it will be able to open this up and pull information out of it. But it's basically just a data container. It's useful for you guys to name your file descriptively, because we're going to be saving this. I know that it's cybersecurity, and I'm going to keep that. I don't need the course number there. It's semester 1. I mean, it might be good to have like what semester this is, but I'm going to use fall semester, and I'm going to put the year in so that I know what kind of content is in here. So however you want to descriptively name your file, I'm going to use the course title, the semester or term, the year, and I'll keep the Roberts export on here so that I know what that is. And I'm going to want to save that on my local machine. So for today, I'm just going to go ahead and save it on my desktop and click save. Okay, so we can see down here in my browser that it is saved. In this particular case, it's about a 16 meg file. Now what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to go into my Google Drive. So let's go open up a Google Drive tab. And I don't currently have a specific folder, I don't believe, for saving courses on my cloud drive. So let's click New and choose Folder. You could, by the way, save this. So I'm going to call it archived Canvas courses, but you could save this on Dropbox or OneDrive or any cloud drive because it's got redundancies built in. You're going to be able to save it. It has tremendous accessibility. You can get to it on any machine, even if you're not on your machine. So let's go take a look for our archived Canvas courses. There we are. Okay, so we can open this up, and then I can actually just drag this folder, there we go, into and drop it into the drop files. And we can see, I wasn't sure that it had loaded, but it's loading. It's less than a minute left, so it's moving relatively quickly. So now that's safe and secure there. So if anything happens to that course on Canvas, I can always come back here and get what I've created and put it in. All right, so now we're going to do the other part, which is the really important part. We're going to go back into Canvas. We're going to go back into our dashboard. We've got to go look for our new course. Here we go. I need to look for Q2. So this is my second term cybersecurity course. And so I'm going to go ahead and click on this. Now, if I was teaching multiple subjects of this course, so you can see that there's some content that's already in here. And I don't really want that content. Now I can import, and I'll show you both ways. We'll delete this one so you can see I can delete this, and delete them ahead of time. If I don't want this content, I'm going to be importing my entire course from last term, so I don't really need this. So I can delete that. I'm going to leave this one here. I would normally delete this as well, but I'll show you that you can import and then go through and delete things after the import as well, but you'll see that this is still here. Okay. All right, so we're ready to import our data into the second term course. In this case, it's a Q2 course. Remember to get to the settings. We need to come down to course menu to the bottom and click settings. That's going to give us over here either in the right, the import course content, okay? Or if you have your browser smaller or your resolution up or you're zoomed in, those options might be down here at the bottom of the page. But for us, right now, we've got our import course content. So let's select that. This is going to give us some options on what we want to do. So import content, we can select and copy directly over from another Canvas course. So that's another method that you could use. You could just go into the new one and copy the Canvas course directly over from the old one if it's online. That bypasses that taking a copy and putting it in a cloud drive. So you don't have any backup if you do it this way, but it is very convenient. We're going to be using the Canvas course export package. That's that cartridge file that we saved, that IMSCC file extension. So we're going to click that, and then we're going to have to go look at the file, find the file. So I put mine on the desktop, and there we go. We'll find it there on our desktop. So we've got that selected. We click open, and here under content, you can choose all content if you're comfortable getting everything in there. If you want to sort of pick and choose what comes in, and we're going to, for this demo, so you can see that. If you clicked all content that's available in the export package would come in. We're going to hit select specific so you guys can see how to do that. You can even go in and adjust dates. So if I have a beginning date and an end date, I can adjust those, change to October 4th and May 27th. In this case, really the new term starts October 19th, and we can leave May 27th. So you can shift dates if you want to. You don't have to. You can go in and manually do those later, but it is an option for you. So we have clicked Canvas course export package. We have chosen our file. We've gone and grabbed the file we exported here just a few minutes ago, and we're going to click select specific content. I just showed you can adjust the events, and now we click import. All right, so importing takes doesn't take too long, and we can see the status bar down here at the bottom. We're almost at 100%. Okay. And we can see that it is currently running, so this gives us an idea. It's sort of searching through to see what options there are and what needs to be processed, and it realizes because we clicked select content, it's going to pause before it pulls everything in, and it's going to give us this option here. So we click select content, and you can see these little check boxes here. You can even expand and choose specific modules that you want. So I'm going to move all course settings over because I'm comfortable with those. I set those. I want all modules in this case. I want all assignments, quizzes, question banks. I didn't really use that discussion topic, so I'm going to skip that. I'm going to choose pages. There is one external tool. Let's see what it is, Flipgrid. So there's an integration, so I can save integration over. We'll give that a try. Announcements. I'm not going to use my announcements, although you might copy them over so you can see and change the dates. But in this case, I'll skip those, and then I want any files that might be connected. I probably have students working with. And so I will select that content, click select content. It brings me back to my import content screen, and here I can see that it is now running. So it is going to take those things I've selected and it's going to put them into the course. It looks like it just takes, depends on the amount of content you have. This course had 16, and it looks like I have one issue. Okay, so it's basically because I had an integration, that Flipgrid integration. I probably should have skipped that, but I have to go into course settings and do that, but that's good. It just gives me a little warning that I need to do that. But otherwise, if I go click home, actually modules would be a better view, but you can see it's already got my home page here. So you can see Unit 1 Personal Security was the one that I left in here. So it's still there. But I've got courses, Unit 0, Unit 1, all of the different modules that I requested and selected. I didn't have a discussion board. I didn't choose the discussion board, so you can see it's empty. But if I go to quizzes, you can see I've got some quizzes in here. I've got assignments, so it's carried everything over. So at this point, my course is not published. Just two things to mention briefly. One is my course is not published, so you do still need to publish that course for students to be able to get to it, and you definitely want to go through and make sure that everything came over and it's looking good. But this feature works very well. The other thing I would mention is that if you're teaching multiple sections, if I had 2 sections of cybersecurity next term, I would make this that I just imported my content into, I would make this my parent class, and I would cross-list my other classes that are empty to this class. Okay, well, hopefully that makes sense to you. There are some resources out there for cross-listing courses. I encourage you to check those out. Thanks for your time and attention today, and I will see you in the next tutorial.